You're alright there, folks. What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Always a pleasure to see you. Did we all enjoy the Australian Open? Yes? No? Let me know in the comments. I, for one, really enjoyed it. Easy work for Yannick Sinner in the end. I think that puts him on 3 slam titles now, am I correct in saying that? Could be 3, I think it puts Sinner on 3. Puts my win streak on 4. Happy days. Going back to the start of the quarter-finals, I'll take that. I'll take that. Seems to be heating up rather nicely. Going to try and carry it on into this one here. Only got a few games, 3 in the main draw and a couple in qualifying to touch on, so should be short and sweet. Like the video if you would. Subscribe if you're not. We're nearly at 500. We're getting closer every day. I'd appreciate it if you did. Right then. Where do we start here? I don't know if I've got anything for today. Actually, I think I have. I've been toying with a double. I'm nearly all the way there on it. It's probably pinned anyway. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. First off, we've got Boo and Daniel Altmaier. 1.7, 1.75 for Boo. That seems very close. A lot closer than what I was expecting. You know, to be fair, Boo hasn't exactly gotten off to the start that, well, me personally, I expected him to anyway. I don't know about you. Never played each other before. These hard courts aren't exactly... They've never really been the greatest of friend to Daniel Altmaier, have they, over the years. I feel like he's had a fairly decent start to the season, you know, considering we've started on the hard court. I thought he had a decent game against Gael Monfils, even though he got beaten straight sets. I don't think anyone expected him to do anything more, but he was going back and forth for him quite a bit. You know, Gael Monfils, as we know, has probably been one of the most, if not the most informed player on tour, apart from like Yannick Sinner and whatnot. He beat Commissania, probably should be, you know, 2 clays going at it, 3-2, barely got past him in the first round. Beat by Carby Spain in Auckland and beat by Basafareddi in qualifying. He did beat Broom in qualifying too. Boo's yet to get a win. Boo is yet to get a win. He did take a set off Nuno Borges, who got, you know, Nuno Borges been playing quite well too, but doesn't really mean much. Did take a set off him. He didn't play too good against Struff, but you know, I remember watching that game. You probably did too. I don't know how much Boo could have done against that version of Struff. But then getting smoked by Hadi Habib in straight sets in the Australian Open, I didn't expect that. I did not expect that whatsoever. So maybe, you know, maybe this is why the odds are as close as what they are. Given it's the hard court, you'd probably fancy Boo, wouldn't you? You probably would, you know. If we put form to the side for a second, you'd say Boo would probably do it. I think he's good for a set. At 1.7, I don't know what the odds would be. I just don't think I can trust him, you know. I'd love to take Boo, especially at that price, but I feel like they're begging you to take him. Begging you to take him. I for one, I need to see more. I need to see more from this lad before I start taking him. Shouldn't be getting beaten straight sets by Habib. I know Habib's been playing decent, he's not a bad player either, but realistically, you should be able to take at least one set off someone like that. I'd be willing to roll a dice and go with Daniel Altmaier at least for a set. At least while Boo was playing for this, I just couldn't trust him. I'd advise you to do the same. Stan Wawrinka, is that? Stan Wawrinka, Arctic Zoe. That's interesting, that's an interesting one. These are actually doubles partners this week, aren't they? Funnily enough, yeah, that's right. That's right. Obviously, these have never played each other before. You get an Arctic Zoe about 1.5, 1.6. Now, that's surprising me too. This is the first time Stan Wawrinka's ever played at this event. It is, that's nuts. I would have never have thought that. He needs a win, doesn't he? Stan needs a win, man. He's fucking... Has he lost his first 3 games of the season, has he? I don't think I've seen him win. Unless he snuck one in somewhere along the line. No. Hasn't won a game since the end of October, and that was against Max Martira, who... I don't even know if he's still playing tennis anymore. Like, so beatable. Beat by Dino Prim... Is it Primer? I don't know. You know what I'm on about. Got beat by Dino, beat by Laszlo Djere, beat by Lorenzo Sonego in the Australian Open. Although, that's no way. That's not a bad loss. That's not a bad loss at all. Sonego played really, really good. Arctic as well, we took him to get beat, didn't we? We took Jacob Fairley to beat him, and he did. He barely got past Sebastian Baez in the Australian Open. Barely got past him 3-2. Beat by Oj Aliassime in Adelaide. And then he beat Adam Walton. Before that, he got beat by Dusan Lazovic, and that worries me. That always worries me. That little fucking stain right there, straight sets, Dusan Lazovic, hard court. Shouldn't be happening. That shouldn't be happening. Arctic Azou, with him being in France. Now, look, for those that have been on the channel for a while, you already know. You need to be careful with the Frenchman, don't you? We need to approach this with severe caution. These always play a lot better in the home tournaments, well, you'd expect them to anyway. You've just got to watch out for them. There's a lot of them in this as well. A lot of them. You just can't trust Stan Wawrinka at this point, can we? We just can't. I don't really trust Arctic Azou either. Like, I wouldn't be betting on either of these. I really wouldn't. With Azou being the younger, I'd assume fitter. He's got to be. Definitely fitter. Player of the two. Probably give him the edge. 1.5. It's like 1.45 somewhere as well. I don't know. Arctic Azou should be beating him. I would not be surprised if Stan Wawrinka gets that one done. It is Stan Wawrinka after all. I think if Arctic Azou, if he can serve good, keep them fucking balls in play as well, he stands a fairly decent chance at winning this one. I'm not going to be betting it though. Not at all. And then the last one of the main draw, Gregoire Barret, Dominic Koepfer. Not giving us much today, are we? Not giving us much. There's still some qualifying games to go through, and then it'll heat up later on in the week. But who do you reckon wins this one? Who wins this? Look, admittingly, Gregoire Barret has been playing really good as of late. I'm pretty sure he won a challenger title. He did over in, where the fuck's that? I can't even pronounce it. Is that in Thailand or somewhere? Yeah, it isn't. Yeah, I do know where it is. He won a... No, he got beat in the final. Pardon me, I'm talking shit. Did he win one? I'm pretty sure he won one. Or he won something. Or maybe... I don't know. He's been playing alright anyway. Challenger level. Been playing decent, all on the hard court. Did get beat by Karatsev in the final of that tournament I was talking about. Beat by Lena Tien 2-1. Ended up beating Terence Atman 2-1. And then got beat by Berankis in straight sets. Dominic Koepfer's tough, you know. He's a tricky opponent. He's a slight underdog in this one as well. I've seen him put in some really good performances in the past season or two. Looking at his last 10, he hasn't really beat anyone. He hasn't. Like, let's just call it for what it is now, but to be honest with you, he's probably a slight favourite with him being at home, but Dominic Koepfer's usually good for a set, you know. He's usually good for a set. Remember he played Djokovic? When did he play? Yeah, he played Djokovic in the Olympics. I know it was on the clay, but what was that? Was that a tiebreaker in the first? No, 7-5. Pardon me, I thought it was a tiebreaker, but you know, that's what I'm saying. I've seen him perform really well. He kept it close enough with Djokovic there. That was quite some time ago. Admittingly, that was in July, to be precise, but took a set off Jordan Thompson in the Australian Open. He also took a set in his last match before he lost that as well. I don't know. I think he's good for one here, you know. He doesn't go away. Can be a bit aggressive, and you know me. It's interesting to watch. We like to watch the aggressive plays. It's fun to watch, but from a betting standpoint, I just don't trust that style of play at all. I feel like that goes against you more often than not. That really is a coin flip. I'm not going to waste any more time on it because I'm not touching it. I would probably lean more towards the German to take a set, at least. Just to take a set. And that does wrap us up for the main draw. Like I said, only 3. We've got a couple of qualifying matches. There's just 2 that I want to touch on really quick, and then I'll let you go. So the first one... these fucking names are horrendous. Nicholas Basilashvili, is it? Merab Svalishvili. You know what I'm on about in. And the French lad, Tito Androguet, is it? Yeah. That's how you pronounce that. I fucking googled it before I done the video. Split right down the middle. This one split right down the middle, and this I can't help but notice this. And I never really go on qualifying matches. As a matter of fact, I don't think I ever do. But I'm very, very tempted to drop this double that I'm thinking about right now. With this being split down the middle, without wasting too much time on it, let me just say this, and you'll probably agree. For those that watch the tennis, especially the Challenger Tour, I know there's a lot of you that are a lot more informed on that than I am personally, but Basilashvili is better than this French lad, isn't he? He's a better player, he's been better, and he just is better. He's not a worldie. I know the rankings would probably suggest otherwise, not by much, but he's better. He's just a better player. He's better on the indoor hard court. I think he's already been at this tournament before as well. I think he wins this game. I really do. He's in better form as well. Well, better form. He was doing good. And what tournament was that? I watched him. He went quite deep in one. Don't think he won it. Look, my point being, with that split right down the middle there, I think at the bare minimum, Georgian takes a set, at least one set. I think he wins it straight up. I really do. Maybe not in straight set, maybe he does, but at 1.8, I think Basilashvili there, I think he gets it done. I really do. Am I missing something here apart from, Droge being at home? I don't think he's a better player. I really don't. He's dropped a set in his first qualifying match. I'd be willing to roll the dice and say he does it again. I don't even think he gets past him. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think. I'll probably go with Basilashvili for a set and double it with this next one. You've got Alexander Kovacevic, Pablo Carreño Busta. Rough one. There may be some years there going, oh, Kovacevic has been playing really good at the moment. He's been playing decent. I'll give him that. He's not a bad player. He's nowhere near the caliber of the Americans that we usually deal with, but nonetheless, he can still hang around. He can still put a decent game in. Never really had any success over here on the hard courts in Europe, especially indoor, may I add. I think Carreño Busta looks solid in his first game against the Borzasina. Straight sets as well. Look, it wouldn't be fair to say Kovacevic hasn't really had much success over it. He rarely plays over in Europe, does he? You very rarely see him over here. But with that being said, I must add that Carreño Busta has equally never really had as much success on the indoor hard courts. But, he does tend to be an all-terrain player, a lot more seasoned. When he's fit, there's no doubt he's the better tennis player here, especially with it being over in Europe. Let's not forget last summer as well, like when Carreño Busta was fit, I've mentioned it before, but the resurgence of the Spaniard was fantastic. It was one of my favourite things about last season. He played fantastic in one tournament, can't remember what it was. Did he win one? He may have even won one. He may have not done, but you know what I'm saying? He was really good. Really good. Before his injury, he was fantastic as well. We hadn't seen him for a while. We didn't see him in this tournament last season, obviously, because he skipped it. I think he's got more than enough. More than enough to beat Kovacevic. I just do. We've just seen him take a set off Ben Shelton in the Australian Open. At the very least. Now, I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. I think I'm quite perfectly right in assuming Carreño Busta's good enough for a set off Kovacevic here. Just the one. I think he wins. He's a better player. No doubt about it, who's the better player here. I think he's got more than enough to beat him. If you can take a set off Ben Shelton, you should definitely be able to take one off Kovacevic. Where's the results gone? Oh, I've disappeared. I've just had his recent games up, but I don't know where they've gone. It doesn't matter, it's not loading. You get me points anyway. More than enough. I think he takes a set. I think both of them do. Both of them should be good enough for at least one. Just one. They'll probably win the games outright, but for some reason they don't. I'll be alright with just the one set from the pair, so I feel like that's probably what I'm going to go for. It's pinned, it's pinned. If it's not, it's not. You know what to do. Get your best bets in the comments, all that stuff. Let me know what you're going for. I'm going to try and make it 5 on the bounce. Wish me luck. Best of luck to you also. Right then, that wraps us up. I'll be saying good night to you folks. Appreciate you stopping by, as always. If you are watching and you're not subscribed, do me the favour, just subscribe, innit? Only takes you a second. You'll be glad you did. You'll be glad you did. We'll win some cash. We go all year round on the tennis over here. I'm going to start doing the footy as well. I've not been saying that for a while, but I think this weekend is most definitely the one. But anyway, see you in a bit. Take it easy. Take care of yourself. Take care of one another. Like and subscribe before you go. Let's go get that cash in it. Enjoy the tennis. See you tomorrow.